So Patrick, we're gonna start off with one of your favorite companies. I say that very sarcastically, which is EA. Now their conference is going to take place on Saturday. One second.
The Zambia time. Do you know the Zambia time?
Yes, I have it. Actually, let me pull that up for you. This is not professional. Okay, so yeah, we have EA taking place on Saturday, June 10th. Their time, it will happen at, one sec. Where are you, EA? Okay, it's gonna, actually, I don't have EA's press conference time. This is terrible. I have everyone except EA here. Okay, through the magic of editing, it will be put down there, the time. But taking place on the Saturday, and we know that EA has gravitated towards sports and Star Wars. That's what they basically do now. So yeah, we know FIFA will be there. We know Madden will be there. We know NHL will be there as well. And we know there's going to be a Star Wars Battlefront demo. What do you think? Do you think they're going to bring in, specifically for Star Wars, do you think they're going to do something with multiplayer and single player? Or do you think they'll try focus on single player to bring in, because that wasn't there in the last Battlefront, so do you think they'll try focus on that?
Okay, when it comes to Star Wars Battlefront, I missed the first one simply because the story, I mean, it was mainly based on online gameplay. It was pretty much online gameplay. I think that Star Wars needs to start focusing more on an illustrious and well-molded campaign, as well as focusing on multiplayer. I don't think you can keep everybody super captivated. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a terrible game.
Yeah.
I mean, I
had fun with it.
Yeah, you had fun with it, but then I don't think many people were totally hooked on it for as long as they thought they would be, simply because that the story.
There was no single player.
There was no single player campaign, and it just needed a little bit more effort, and that's what I think that Battlefront needs for this one. I mean, it's my personal opinion, but you need a good campaign if you're gonna be associating yourself with Star Wars in general.
Yeah, I think they definitely should focus on the campaign aspect. Just pull out all the stops for that.
I'm not even asking for something that is absolutely phenomenal. We all get hooked on Star Wars because of the story as well.
Yeah, that's true. And let me tie into that with, do you think that maybe we see Amy Hennig's new Star Wars game?
I mean,
because we got a preview of it, a little snippet of footage last year. It's been in development for the last 3 years, I think. I expect the blowout of info more be next year, because they have to focus on Battlefront 2. But do you think there's a chance that maybe we get to see this action adventure Star Wars, single player only, by the way, the single player only Star Wars game?
Well, I certainly hope so, simply because everybody, let me not say everybody, but if you're going to be developing a Star Wars game, there is this tendency to ride the wave because it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you may not put in as much effort because you know that there are Star Wars fanatics, and even if the game is terrible, people will complain about it. Yeah, people will complain about it later, but the fact is, you're always going to buy it because it's Star Wars. You have to put in more effort.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit of a fine line, because we're gamers, even the casuals are savvy. Because the casuals usually have hardcore gamer friends, and they kind of can influence them and say, you know what, this new Star Wars game is not that good. So I still think they have to aim for a very high quality bar with that. But I want to see it. I'm really excited.
I just don't want to see at E3 like, yeah, we have the new Star Wars game, and then you have like a Star Wars star, and you've got like trailers and people making the game, and I just don't want that bullshit of getting us in your world of how amazing it was to make this video. Just give us a damn good video game.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I agree.
Yeah.
Another new game that we're expecting is Need for Speed. We know that's been confirmed a few days ago, that there is a new Need for Speed coming out later this year, made by, I'm forgetting the studio's name. They're one of the smaller studios under EA. But we know that they're going to come out with one. It's not going to be online only like the one that came out, I think, in 2014. I haven't played a Need for Speed game in a long time. I know we have quite a few viewers who are into the franchise, but do you have any idea of what you'd like to see? Would you like to see a focus purely on racing, or try to do what they did with with the story in terms of they went ambitious with the full motion video in the last Need for Speed, and that I don't know if
Let me
it
just
worked
be
out,
honest
but-
with you. I rarely get driving games,
Yeah.
and the last driving game that I played and I enjoyed was Drive Club.
Me too. Yeah, shout out Drive Club.
Yeah,
Love that game.
Drive
yeah.
Club was really good,
Yeah.
and I was tempted to get on. I told you before, I was tempted to get on Formula One 2016,
Oh, yeah,
but
you
I
did
never
say
pulled
that.
the trigger. I'll probably get it later, but Need for Speed is a difficult. It feels like it's a constricted area of expertise.
Yeah,
There's only so much you can really do with it.
I would like a return to Underground days because I think that was Need for Speed.
Underground
purely
was
as
really
peak,
good.
because
Underground 2 as
1
well.
and Underground 2 were generally nearly masterpieces, you know. So
They were good.
So and in terms of just customization, the things that you could do to your car. It was pretty much straightforward. Didn't feel like things were bolted on as extra. So I want a confident presentation from EA about this Need for Speed game, and just to get like even the casual racing fans excited.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much about Need for Speed simply because I haven't played it enough since. I mean, to be honest, I only played a shitload of Need for Speed in the days of Underground and Underground.
Yeah,
2.
me too. Yeah,
But
same with me.
from my opinion, it's very difficult to get the formula right. And
Yeah.
if that formula back then worked really well, and if you can do it now with better technology and a more captivating story, I think that's just the way to play it safe. Don't try and alter too many systems, and just give us the ability to customize our cars as much as possible, and give us a story that we can interact with. I mean,
I agree.
everybody just wants to be in the Fast and the Furious. Everybody just wants to feel cool.
Basically, they need to make Fast and Furious the game. Maybe
Exactly.
with less of the like explosions and crazy.
I mean, look, you can have explosions. You can have explosions because
It's
all you
ridiculous.
want,
That's ridiculous.
no, listen, all you want from a racing game, a street racing game,
yeah.
is to feel cool. If there's an explosion, and I have to say, get on a plane or something,
Yeah.
and you're like, get there before the time runs out, I'll feel fucking cool doing it.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. They've got a wide variety in terms of the audience, so it's hard
But
to
it's still
satisfy
difficult.
anyone.
It's
Yeah.
still difficult to get it right.
And let's move on to what we also expect to see, because EA have alluded to this in a few of their financial calls with investors, I think, last quarter, is Bioware's new IP.
Bioware.
Now, we know they're working on a brand new RPG, new setting, new set of characters, new story, and this is the main Bioware team, not the Bioware B team who made the dumpster truck on fire, that is Mass Effect Andromeda, who had never made a full game before that. This is the main Bioware team coming out with a new property, and I expect us to see it there. We saw a bit of concept art last year. We know it's going to be like a futuristic sci-fi setting. I think it may be similar to Overwatch, personally. And we know it's a heavy focus on what Ubisoft likes, connection. It's going to be a shared online experience.
Let me just be honest with you. BioWare has to just make a game that looks like Horizon or some shit. And then BioWare has to make an RPG that looks good and feels good.
I think, and the stories.
The story has to feel good, because I told
good.
you this before. I spent close to 70 hours on Dragon Age Inquisition. Not because I loved it, but just because I felt 20 hours in, I was so heavily invested in it.
Yeah.
That I was like, look, I just want to grind through this, but I know that it's not very good. And it also gave me the impression that BioWare as a brand just kind of felt...
Yeah, they've been on a bit of a downer since Dragon Age Inquisition.
Exactly.
And Mass Effect really brought them down, because the average person doesn't know the difference between, you know, BioWare Montreal and other BioWare studios. So they have to come in at all the stops. They can't come in with buggy animations. I'm really worried about the shared online experience, because an RPG doesn't work with someone on a headset and you're trying to follow a story.
No.
So I'm really curious, as the case is proved with Destiny, for example.
And I gave them a lot of room after Dragon Age Inquisition, because I was like, Mass Effect is going to be absolutely fantastic because you got the formula right.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to completely screw it up this time.
Exactly.
So when Mass Effect came out and it just turned to crap, and I was like, now what do you want from me now? Because now you are consistently letting me down.
But this is the big team again, so I have faith in them. I think they might be able to.
But as we've seen in the past, it's very easy for developers to kind of go on a really bad streak.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is the time for them. You have to deliver now.
Yeah,
you have to deliver. This RPG, if it's an RPG that you are making, it has to be really good.
Yeah,
and it has to be solid.
The demo at this conference has to blow our socks off.
It has, and it has to be gameplay. It has to be gameplay.
Yeah, no
it has
CGI,
to be gameplay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically us talking about, I think, wrapping up EA's games that will probably be shown there, and we'll move along.
You don't want
now.
to talk about FIFA?
I mean, guys, we know what's going to happen with FIFA. It's a new FIFA. I'm so sorry, but we're trying to kind of...
And you guys are probably going to buy it.
You will buy it. We all know Pele will be brought out like last year.
To talk for like 30 minutes. I really enjoyed playing football.
With a timer in the corner that says 25 minutes to Star Wars. Seriously.
Yeah,
so you know what you're going to get with FIFA. But yeah, we're going to move along to now some questions about EA's conference.
Do you guys feel that they might have another NBA Live game, seeing as though, they tried to bring it back the last year?
The NBA Live question is actually really good because we have got rumors lately that a new NBA Live has been in development since, again, another dumpster truck on fire. That was NBA Live, I think, 15. That was just a complete mess. I think EA are not willing to give up the NBA license because it's a potential massive cash cow. They have to do all they can to not let 2K have the entire basketball market to themselves. So I fully expect them to come out apologetic, saying they've taken all the fan feedback back and are going to bring out a brand new NBA game that plays great, has all the right licensing, looks great. Whether that's going to be the case, I'll be interested to see. But I do expect another NBA.
I just wanted to add on to that because it seems like EA has always taken pride in their sports games.
Yeah.
For them to continuously produce mediocre basketball I'm sure it kind of hurts them. It hurts them, and I feel that they have to produce something that's really good.
Yeah.
They have to. They have to.
So you guys think EA might take any risks with any surprise new IPs?
The way I see it, the only surprise that they might take is in the indie space because they've been pretty much gravitating towards experimenting in that area, providing funding for games like Unraveled, which came out last year and had a big E3 15 presence, as well as they've got another game in development from the team who made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, right? Amazing game. They've got a new indie game coming out that EA is funding and publishing. So I think in terms of risk and experimentation, we're pretty much going to be seeing only that in the indie realm because apart from that, it's sports and Star Wars as far as EA is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, in my personal opinion, I don't think EA are going to take many risks at this E3.
Yeah.
This E3 just feels that they have to capitalize on what they already know as their stronghold. And I don't think that they'll focus on an indie game. They'll just simply say look, this is FIFA. You're probably going to have a celebrity coming out for 20 minutes to talk about FIFA. And you're probably just going to have another celebrity talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they're not going to spend too much time on other aspects. EA are going to go straight to the point, hit hard, and they're going to roll out and be like, we did our job.
And mind you, everything EA is doing is working for them because their market cap value has gone up by an insane amount over the last few years. They're making money hand over fist in terms of digital, in terms of selling DLC and microtransactions, FIFA.
Hit hard and go home. That's all they're going to do.
Their investors are very happy with them. So I think EA is just maintaining the status quo and we're not going to see anything too experimental or anything like that.
Yeah.